Yeah, my name is Elaine, and 4 years ago my mother needed to come into Downsvale Nursing Home. She was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in 2012. It got to the point in about 2017, 2018 when her needs were becoming quite more of a challenge for the family, in as much as she was unable to plan meals, she was unable to make decisions about what she would wear every day. She would start wearing inappropriate outfits which compromised her dignity. She really forgot where she was, and she was beginning to forget who we were as a family. It got to the point where she was doubly incontinent, and I don't live on the doorstep, so I was having to travel a 26-mile round trip every day in order to change her bedding, in order to change and shower her. And as you will know, with Alzheimer's, behaviour can change, and sometimes she could be quite feisty about what I needed to do to help her. Back end of February 2020, my sister and I decided that actually the time came where we needed more intervention, we needed nursing care. And we didn't know what to do. We had no idea how to go about that. But my sister, she did some research on local nursing homes, and we decided that our criteria was that the home had to be good in every single category. We weren't going to compromise. If a home required improvement in any category, we were not interested. Unfortunately, there was a bed available here at Downsvale, and the country was actually gradually going into lockdown. It hadn't become official, but COVID was around. We didn't really know what that would entail. Gail, my sister, rang and spoke to Rahu, the manager here, on the Monday, and said we were looking for a nursing place for my mother. And he said, well, we'll come out and assess your mother, make sure that our home will be suitable for her, which they did do, he and his wife Deepa. So Mum moved in 2 days later, and it was a very traumatic day. But I'll never forget, when we arrived at Downsvale, Mihai came out and made it so much easier for us. Care manager, he just took my mum's arm and said, come here, come this way, June, come with me. And that left my sister and I to be able to sort out her room. It's hard, it's really hard, because, you know, saying goodbye to her was hard. Almost feel like we were duping her, but sometimes families have to be cruel to be kind. It's so difficult, and you can imagine how guilty we felt as well. I think guilt is the biggest emotion that you can ever feel when you are having to make a decision about your loved one's care. So Mum came into Downsvale. She's been here 4 years now, and what I have to say is she is so well looked after. Her Alzheimer's has deteriorated, and as a family you grieve, because my mum is not, she's not the mother that she was. And so what you need is you need a care setting who is going to treat her with dignity and make sure she's safe and clean and can just be looked after in the best possible way. And I do feel that Downsvale does that. The staff are consistent, there isn't a huge turnover at all. So, you know, the carers who we got to know 4 years ago, they've become our friends. And I think that says a lot about a setting as well. So I can't rate Downsvale highly enough. And running alongside that, once Mum came into Downsvale, we very quickly realised that my dad had dementia as well. and he was diagnosed with vascular dementia in February 2020, almost alongside the time that Mum came in here. And it wasn't until she was out of the house that we realised just how incapable my dad was of looking after himself. And of course we were in lockdown, but I was his carer, so I was able to continue to look after him, make sure that he had food. And he's managed, he's very mobile, and he has managed quite well up until, I would say, about 6 months ago, where it became obvious that he wasn't making sensible choices, maybe not always showering, maybe not wearing clean clothes. And so even though Gail, my sister, and I had said, well, you know, we want Dad to live in his own home as long as we can. So for the last 6 months, he has been using Surrey Downs Homecare, which is affiliated, part of the same group as Downsvale. We have a carer who comes over in the morning at 8:30, 9 o'clock to give him breakfast and to encourage showering and to make sure he's dressed appropriately. And then, so that's the home care, so there's some care going on in the home. And then they take him over to Downsvale Nursing Home, and he goes into the lounge, and he's there from about 10 until 1:45. So he can take part in the activities in the lounge. It's better than nothing, and he's got the social interaction, not only with the other residents in the lounge, but also staff and residents' relatives who are visiting. So he's really kept very sociable, which is really good for him. Jamie, my son, is an advanced nursing practitioner in mental health, and he has said to me, Mum, you don't realise how lucky you are to have the relationship that you have with the owners of Downsvale, Rahu and Deepa. I think that is also another huge plus point for Downsvale and Surrey Downs, that there is accessibility to the owner and their door is always open. And so that is very reassuring as well, because you know that if you do have any queries or questions about things or issues, you do know that actually you're going to get an answer to any question that you've got, and a reassurance as well. For us, we have peace of mind. For me, it frees up my time. I've been unable to commit myself to any paid work, so anything I do has to be voluntary, so that I don't let anybody down. But it frees us up. For example, last week I was able to go on holiday, which was really nice, knowing that Dad was being well looked after while we were away, and Mum is too. That is our journey, and I think without Downsvale and Surrey Downs, I think our life would be a lot more complicated, and I would certainly be very stressed. And it's just nice to know we have the confidence in the staff to know that they're okay, they're going to be looked after.